Ancient Babylon was a city of incredible splendor. Its towering walls and magnificent buildings reached for the heavens. King Nebuchadnezzar ruled over this grand city. He was a powerful king. He was also a proud king. Nebuchadnezzar believed his power came from himself. He forgot about the true God who ruled over all. Nebuchadnezzar was a skilled warrior and leader. He had conquered many nations. Treasures from far-off lands filled his palace. The king began to think he was greater than all other rulers. He forgot that his power was a gift from God. Nebuchadnezzar's heart hardened with pride. One day the king decided to remind everyone of his greatness. He wanted to build something magnificent. This monument would show everyone how powerful he was. Nebuchadnezzar called for his goldsmiths and architects. He told them to begin work immediately. The king had a grand vision in mind. He would build a giant statue of himself. The statue was made entirely of gold. It towered over the city. When the statue was finally finished, King Nebuchadnezzar called all the people together. He wanted them to see his creation. He wanted them to admire him. He wanted them to worship him. The people gathered in a large open field. The king's officials stood before the massive statue. They issued a royal decree. At the sound of the music, they announced, "Everyone must bow down and worship the golden statue. Anyone who disobeys the king's command will be thrown into a fiery furnace." The music began to play. The people were afraid. They didn't want to be punished. They bowed down and worshipped the golden statue. However, there were a few men who refused to bow down. These men were Daniel's friends. They believed in the one true God. They knew it was wrong to worship a golden statue. The king's advisors were furious. They told Nebuchadnezzar that Daniel's friends refused to obey. The king was outraged. He ordered his guards to seize the men. The 3 men were thrown into the fiery furnace. The furnace was so hot that the flames leaped out and killed the guards. But when the king looked into the furnace, he was astonished. His jaw dropped in disbelief. The 3 men were walking around in the fire, completely unharmed. And there was a 4th figure in the fire with them, shining brightly like an angel. Nebuchadnezzar approached the furnace. He called out in a trembling voice, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." The 3 men emerged from the flames, untouched by the fire. Then a voice boomed from the heavens, shaking the very ground they stood on. The voice spoke to Nebuchadnezzar. "You were wrong to test the one true God. You were wrong to think you were more powerful than he is." At that moment, darkness enveloped King Nebuchadnezzar. He lost his mind. He wandered the wilderness. He ate grass like an animal. For 7 long years, Nebuchadnezzar lived in this state. One day, as he looked up at the sky, Nebuchadnezzar's mind cleared. He remembered who he was. He remembered the true God. Nebuchadnezzar got down on his knees. He prayed for forgiveness. He asked God to have mercy on him. God heard Nebuchadnezzar's prayer. He forgave the king. Nebuchadnezzar's sanity returned. His kingdom was restored to him. But this time, Nebuchadnezzar was a changed man. He no longer boasted of his own greatness. He had learned a valuable lesson about humility. Nebuchadnezzar ruled his people with wisdom and compassion. He acknowledged the power of the one true God. The once proud king had become a humble servant. The story of Nebuchadnezzar teaches us that pride comes before a fall, but humility leads to restoration. When we are humble, we acknowledge that our gifts and talents come from God. We use them to serve others, not to glorify ourselves.